Hello everyone. Some aspects of my academic research relate to the topic of religion and violence, especially in South Asia among Hindus, Muslims and Christians. At the heart of debates about the conjunction of religion and violence is this famous question, does monotheism make you more violent? My answer to that question is, what can I say? It largely depends on who you are. Monotheism could indeed make you more violent, while monotheism can indeed make you less violent. The reason why I offer this clear answer is because now I am going to speak in the somewhat irritating manner of a philosopher who does not supply straightforward answers but questions the question. Let's explore the formal structure of the argument that links religion and violence. If you believe in one God, the one God commands you to violently oppress non-believers. You believe in one God, the one God commands you to violently oppress non-believers. And here's the formal structure of the argument that links religion and benevolence. If you believe in one God, the one God commands you to compassionately engage with non-believers. You believe in one God, the one God commands you to compassionately engage with non-believers. From a logical point of view, both arguments are valid. So the crucial question is, which statement should I accept? Number one, the one God commands you to violently oppress non-believers, or number two, the one God commands you to compassionately engage with non-believers. The substantive question cannot be answered on the logical plane. I will have to take up different scriptural texts and engage in what is called theological hermeneutics. That is, I will have to offer a more or less consistent reading of different scriptural texts in the light of a certain understanding of the divine reality and explain the significance of the socio-religious other or outsider according to these texts. In other words, scriptural texts have a certain dynamism of hermeneutic malleability. Two individuals from the same religious formation can read a certain verse or passage and arrive at two different or divergent conclusions. Therefore, one should not invest human-like agency in a scriptural text. In one sense, a scriptural text is just a series of words. In itself, a scriptural text does not do anything. Human beings who have pre-existing dispositions of hostility or generosity may read a scriptural text in a way that reflects or reinforces those dispositions. Here is a thought experiment to highlight what I mean by hermeneutic malleability. Let's say on Monday I encounter the text, "You shall not shed human blood," and on Thursday I encounter the text, "Kill the other who does not obey God." Because both these texts have scriptural authority, I cannot negate either of them. Let's say I offer this reading of the second text. Strictly speaking, there is no other, because we are all rooted in the one God, and therefore we are all brothers and sisters. Therefore, kill the other who does not obey God means kill your lower self, which keeps on disobeying God. Is my reading fanciful? You tell me. I don't think so. Let's look at a different argument which proposes a conjunction between religion and violence. In all these places, we find this religion R, and we also find violence V. R is the cause of V. Now consider this argument. On the first 5 days of the week, I give lectures on Hinduism. The weekdays are the cause of lectures on Hinduism. There is a deep matrix of crisscrossing causal pathways that bring about the lectures. To begin with, the division of time into weeks and days, the organization of pedagogic practice in universities, and so on. Social reality is messy because it is often shaped by variables that we, who are not omniscient, do not know anything about or do not comprehend properly. This is why social scientists tend to speak in the language not of causation, but of correlation. Likewise, it may be the case that there is an underlying set of causes, socio-economic, geopolitical, socio-cultural, that in complex combinations with certain scriptural readings generates violence in certain locations. In other words, just as we should not attribute quasi-human agency to a scriptural text, nor should we attribute such agency to a religious cosmology, a religious cosmology in itself does not do anything. Let me conclude with a concrete example. Hinduism makes you peaceful. Is that statement correct? I have known and I know many Hindus who seek and promote forms of coexistence with the wider world. However, Hinduism makes you peaceful is not a good way to express the point. I would rephrase that statement in this way. Some Hindus, by drawing on scriptural texts such as the Bhagavad Gita, and through their belonging in the lineage of a Vedantic guru, grapple with the complexities of everyday life while cultivating virtues such as truthfulness, hospitality, and so on. My restatement is, of course, a long-winded expression, but it reflects the point that a certain monotheism in itself has no agency. It is the dynamic intersection between flesh and blood human beings and a monotheistic worldview that alternately generates violence or peace in socio-political spaces. So why is it the case that some of these dynamic intersections generate violence and some of them generate peace? I return to the answer I gave at the beginning. It largely depends on who you are.